Good morning, cinephiles. Like every Sunday, I'm here with the latest news in the world of cinema, from the bids on Warner Brothers Company to the top grossing movies at the box office. For the first news, let's talk more about Warner Brothers Company. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that Netflix and Paramount are both trying to buy this company. Now, Netflix has backed out of the deal, and there is only one main player left: Paramount. Paramount initially offered $20 per share, which values Warner Brothers Company between $40 to $50 billion. But Warner Brothers was like, no, I can't take it, because they say each share is worth $30, putting the company's value closer to $60 billion. So far, they haven't made a deal. David Ellison, the CEO of Paramount, who happens to be Larry Ellison's son, the founder of Oracle. In 2025, for a very brief time, Larry's net worth crossed $400 billion, even surpassed Elon Musk's wealth, becoming the richest man on earth. But Elon Musk quickly came back and took the top spot again. Larry Ellison, though he works in tech, he has two sons, and both are into Hollywood. Just last year, his son founded the company Skydance, which invests in movies. For example, the producer of Mission Impossible and Top Gun was David Ellison, who all these years had his dad's wealth backing him up. He actually grew Skydance Media using his dad's money. Later, his company got so big that it merged with Paramount, and now he holds the chairman seat at Paramount. He's basically revamping the whole company from scratch. He even managed to buy the broadcasting rights for the WWE, and now he's aiming to buy Warner Brothers Company and merge it into his own company. If this happens, it will have a very big impact on the entertainment industry. Paramount Plus will merge with HBO Max, kicking off a whole new chapter in the streaming world. This kind of move will definitely affect both filmmaking and series production, and they will probably ramp up their output. Of course, some people are worried it might reduce media diversity, which eventually hurt quality. We will have to wait for a few weeks to see if Paramount accepts the $50 billion offer or not. Next up in the news, last week there were some interesting news from Warner Brothers. It was about Harry Potter. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that the company plans to keep the identity of the actor playing Lord Voldemort a secret until the series airs. We did not know who would play the role. Then last week, I mentioned they were auditioning different actors, both male and female, for the part. But that was just a rumor. Now there's another rumor saying that Warner Brothers might have chosen Tilda Swinton for the role. One of the HBO's top choices for the role of Lord Voldemort is apparently a woman. And in the series, they are planning to call her Lady Voldemort. Rumor has it that Warner Brothers believe that Tilda Swinton could bring a deep psychological fear to the audience and portray a totally different take on the usual Voldemort character. But honestly, it's all just internet rumors. It's even possible that Warner Brothers started these rumors themselves to keep Harry Potter series trending online. The filming of the series is happening right now, and it is set to air at the start of summer. Warner Brothers announced that filming for the third season of The House of the Dragon is completed. It's now in post-production, editing, and VFX, and it's also scheduled to start airing this summer. Warner Brothers has also greenlit the production of Mortal Kombat 3, even though the second movie isn't out yet. And the final story from Warner Brothers is about Lord of the Rings, specifically The Hunt for Gollum. Elijah Wood, who played Frodo and will play Frodo, recently did an interview where he said that he has read the script. The movie is going to be filmed in New Zealand, just like the original Lord of the Rings, and the movie is set to come out in December 2027. Now, next up in the news, let's move on to the new movies that are coming out, starting with Disney. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that after the failure of the live-action Snow White, Disney cancelled all its other live-action projects, including Tangled. Now, after months, they have made some changes, reconsidered the cast, and the live action for the Tangled is back on. They are negotiating with Scarlett Johansson to play the role of Mother Gothel. Disney also dropped the first trailer for their new series called Wonder Man, starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the creator and the director of Shang-Chi. The series is planned to come out in January. Next news is about the Resurrection of Christ, Part 1 and 2. The Passion of the Christ was entirely funded by Mel Gibson himself, and the two sequels are planned to be done the same way. Last week, the news came out that the two main characters, Jim Caviezel and Monica Bellucci, were replaced with two younger actors, Jaco Otonen and Mariela Garriga. Mel Gibson hasn't explained why, but experts guess that because the original actors have aged 20 years and they would need makeup and special effects to make them look younger since the film's resources are limited, so they had to go with younger actors instead, especially because the story takes place just a few days after the events in the Passion of the Christ. Part 1 is set to come out in April or March 2027, and Part 2 will be released a month later. The next movie that we are going to talk about is a prequel to Ocean's 11. They are planning to turn the story of Danny Ocean's parents into its own standalone movie. It's about how Danny Ocean's mom and dad are going to rob the biggest betting bank in France in 1962. Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie were supposed to be the main cast, but Ryan Gosling backed out and now they are in talks with Bradley Cooper. For the next part of the video, let's move on to the celebrities. Drew Struzan, one of the legends in Hollywood poster design, passed away. He was one of those artists from before Photoshop came around. He has designed the posters for some of the major movies, for example, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, and the list goes on and on. He personally painted the designs himself using watercolors. This artist passed away at 78 after a long battle with Alzheimer's. Next up in the celebrity news is Keira Knightley, who made a public apology last week because of her collaboration with J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. They recently released a new audiobook version of Harry Potter, and Keira Knightley voiced one of the characters. And after this collaboration, the fans of the woke culture attacked her. She came out with a statement saying that she did not know that Rowling was anti-trans and anti-Palestinian. And she could not believe that Rowling wrote a story about kids fighting an oppressor, but then she stayed silent about the genocide of the Palestinians in Gaza. So why is Rowling labeled anti-Palestinian? That label stuck to her this year. A few weeks ago, some of the celebrities like Emma Stone and Yorgos Lanthimos boycotted Israel companies, saying that they wouldn't work with any of them. Later, some of the celebrities signed a letter opposing the cultural and academic boycott of Israel. They said this movement is discriminatory, and instead of boycotting, we should build cultural bridges between Israel and Palestine. One of those people who signed the letter was J.K. Rowling, which is why Keira Knightley spoke out against it. The next celeb news involves Dwayne Johnson and Christopher Nolan's compliment on Dwayne Johnson's performance in the new movie The Smashing Machine. Nolan said that Dwayne Johnson's performance was amazing and he doubts that we will see something better than that until the end of the year. Dwayne Johnson reacted right away, saying that it's one of the biggest compliments of his life because Christopher Nolan is the king. After this news came out, A24, the production company, released some behind-the-scene footage showing Dwayne Johnson spending 4 hours in makeup to get ready for the role. The movie has flopped at the box office, but everyone praised Dwayne Johnson's acting. Moving on to the final part of the video, the box office. Last week was mostly about flops. The latest Tron movie got some really bad reviews and sold less than expected. The movie got a 53 from Rotten Tomato, 48 on Metacritic, and even though it had a $180 million budget, it's estimated to make only around $66 million. Considering the marketing costs and the theater taking half of the earnings, the flop will probably cost Disney a loss of around $200 million. Disney announced that they have completely cancelled the sequence to the movie, and they're even looking to sell all the rights to it altogether. And Jared Leto isn't popular in the film industry anymore because all the new movies he's starring in are becoming flops. Another movie that surprised everyone by turning into a potential commercial flop was One Battle After Another. On the first day of release, it did really well, but last week it took a big hit in sales. It's expected that it won't reach the numbers they predicted. So far, it has made $147 million, considering that half of that money goes to the theaters, and the film's budget was $130 million plus marketing costs. It's estimated that the company might face around $100 million loss. But it's too early to say for sure. Jennifer Lopez's new movie Kiss of the Spider-Woman also flopped. The total box office sales was a little above $1 million, and on average, each theater that it was shown in made just $800. All those movies flopped while Taylor Swift is still smashing records. Her new movie made another $15 million, bringing its total up to $50 million. And she's even signing a deal with Disney to release her movies and behind-the-scene music videos on Disney+. Alright guys, that's it for today. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, suggestions, or objections, please leave a comment down below. I love you guys, I appreciate you guys, signing out.